Hello friend, want to receive daily news from the Cowboys? Subscribe to the channel. Let's go to the video. During my time with the Cowboys, I had the honor of being part of several all-time player ranking lists. In 1999, we reached the top 40, advancing to the top 50 and then to the top 60 over the following 2 decades. Usually it's Roger Staubach or Emmitt Smith who takes the top spot on these lists. Without taking anything away from these two legends, I've always maintained that Larry Allen should be considered on the same level as both of them. And no, this isn't just a recency bias based on the sudden news we received on Monday about Larry Allen's passing at age 52. Sometimes, when a tragedy happens, we tend to get caught up in the moment and perhaps embellish the reality of the situation. But that's not the case here. I've said this many times over the years, and I'll say it again. Larry Allen should be considered one of the top 5 players in Cowboys history, and you can certainly argue that he's number 1. I understand that offensive linemen rarely receive the same recognition as skill position players. This hasn't changed over the years and probably never will. But think about it, which Cowboys player can you say is in the conversation for being the best to ever play at their position? Let's break it down. Emmitt Smith holds the rushing record and probably always will. But I don't think football purists would say Emmitt was the best running back. Jim Brown, Barry Sanders, and Walter Payton are often favored in that conversation, regardless of the yards Emmitt accumulated. Roger Staubach is considered the number 1 Cowboys player of all time by fans, but I've rarely heard an impartial fan consider him the best quarterback ever. I doubt he's even in the top 10. Randy White and Bob Lilly were among the best defensive tackles, but probably not the greatest of all time. Okay, here's one. Deion Sanders, in my opinion, was definitely the best cornerback to play the position. And when it comes to him being a Cowboys player, he played more games for Dallas than for any other team. So, if there's a debate that he's not really a Cowboy, then he's not associated with anyone. I think Deion is the only one you can argue for, but he didn't play with the Cowboys long enough to be considered the greatest in the team's history. So this brings me back to Larry Allen. The NFL's list of the top 100 players of all time included 7 guards. Allen was listed first alphabetically, but I believe it was a fitting place for him anyway. Others include Randall McDaniel, John Hanna, Bruce Matthews, and Gene Upshaw, along with Dan Fortman and Jim Parker from the pre-Super Bowl era. Larry Allen wasn't just an offensive guard, he was an exceptional athlete. His strength was legendary, demonstrated not only in his impressive weightlifting feats, but also in how he dominated opponents on the field. He chased down linebackers with surprising speed for a player of his size and tossed defensive tackles like rag dolls. This level of athleticism and dominance is rare in any position, especially one as unglamorous as guard. Moreover, Allen was crucial to the Cowboys' success during his career. He played in 11 Pro Bowls and was named All-Pro 7 times, a testament to his consistency and excellence. His presence on the offensive line was a decisive factor in the performance of other great players on the team, including Emmitt Smith, who often ran behind Allen's blocks. Allen's contribution to the team was invaluable, both in protecting the quarterback and creating opportunities for the running game. For these reasons, I firmly believe that Larry Allen should be considered one of the greatest players to ever wear the star on his helmet. His skill and impact on the game transcend statistics, placing him in a league where few players have reached. If he isn't the greatest Dallas Cowboy to ever play, it's because Roger Staubach and/or Emmitt Smith won more Super Bowls and did so in more prominent positions. Unfortunately, whether he's number 1, number 2, number 3, or even just in the top 20, his ranking won't bring him back to us. For us fans who watched him play, rankings like this are fun. But the reason we're talking about this now is because he left us too soon. I'm sure his wife Janelle, daughters Jayla and Loriana, and son Larry 3 don't care about rankings and just want their husband and father back. And for them, that's the only thing that matters. I completely understand that. But when the conversation about football comes up, I hope they know that Larry Allen was, without a doubt, the best to ever play for this franchise.